Rick is with us in Charleston, South Carolina. Hi, Rick. How are you?
I am wonderful, Dave.
Good.
I know you're doing well, too.
Yes, sir. How can I help?
My question is, what would Dave do?
Okay.
I just recently closed on an investment property. It's a 2 quad units on the same parcel.
Mm-hmm.
This is my third investment property, and the previous owner had a deal set up with one of the tenants that he would get reduced rent, and he was also the property manager. He would collect the rent and deposit it into the previous owner's bank account.
Mm-hmm.
After a couple of conversations with the gentleman, I had that same arrangement with him. Well, he collected the rent, technically his rent and the neighbor. I had gotten the other 2, and he was going to deposit it, and then he tells me he got jumped.
Mm-hmm.
So he has been unresponsive to me in text messages, calls, knocking on the door. The neighbor is telling me that he did not get jumped, and I feel like I'm being fed a little tale here. So what would Dave do in this case?
Well, you're dealing with someone that either had a crime committed against them, or they're a liar and they're a thief. Am I understanding this right?
Yes.
One of the two. He either did get jumped, either got mugged and he got the money stolen, which makes me question, several things. That can happen, I guess, in a situation like that to a lot of people. But I wonder about, what time of day what kind of judgment he's using in carrying this kind of money around his pocket. Or B, he's a complete thief himself and none of this happened. These are the two options, right?
Right, correct.
And you kind of believe it's B right now based on what you're hearing. And how do you know he got jumped if he's been unresponsive to you? How do you know he got mugged?
He was communicating about a little over a week ago by text message and has been unresponsive since Wednesday.
Why? Do you have any idea?
No.
Okay, other than you think he really did this. Okay. Was a police report filed on the mugging?
I have not been able to confirm that with him.
Okay. Do you live near the property?
I do.
Okay, you need to swing by and see him in person. And here's what I would do if I owned the property. I would say, listen, we've got to get to the bottom of this. Either something horrible's happened to you or you're trying to pull one on me. And so did you file a police report? If he didn't file a police report, he needs to file one immediately. In which case he's committed a crime if he didn't get jumped, because if he didn't get mugged, because now he's filing a false police report, right? So I'm going to push him to do that. I'm going to push him to get in the corner here and go, listen, if you didn't do it. Now, if at the end of the day you no longer trust him, what you have is an employee that is handling money for you that you don't trust to handle money for you. If you ever let them handle money again after that point, that's on you. In other words, if they worked here and I felt like they had stolen from me, that would be their last day. I don't put up with thieves. And so that would be his last day collecting rent on my behalf and having reduced rent in the apartment. He now has full rent in the apartment and no longer has the job of collecting rent if I think he's a thief, or I might just go ahead and evict him.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward the eviction side, and I've not gotten counsel yet on that. I've reviewed the contract, but I'm one that's going to give someone the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I think you meet with him and look into his eyes, and I think you'll know what's going on, don't you?
Yeah.
And at that point, I think you're going to know what to do. The fact that he's not returning your texts does not sound good for him. Because if regular people got jumped and I was carrying money for you and it got stolen, everything I'm going to do is be all up in your business. I'm going to return everything you do because I'm feeling really bad that your money got stolen from me, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose my sweet deal I got over here. But if I'm feeling a little bit ashamed and guilty because I'm actually trying to run a scam, then I'm going to dodge you. And so this doesn't look good for him, right?
Right. Yeah, you're telling me pretty much what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and so, but I'm, like you said, give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to meet a person, look in their eyes. You can tell so much about the body language. Their body language and their eyes will tell you more what's going on than the story will. And if he sticks to his story and you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, I would force him to file a police report and remind him that if he files a police report and it's a false police report, that's a criminal activity. So really, if he ever wants to come clean, this is the time. And then you decide if you want him to stay as a tenant if you think he's scammed you. there's no decision on whether he continues to collect rent if you think he scammed you. That's over. But if he convinces you that he really did get mugged and you want to just give him the benefit of the doubt and go ahead and go forward, that's fine. But if you think he's lying after meeting with him and you keep going forward with him collecting rent, that's on you then.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to remove him from that responsibility. Can I inherited him as well as the other tenants.
Yeah.
Can I change? Can I increase his rent to the others?
Depends on what your contract with him says. You have a 6-month deal at a low rent, or do you have a monthly deal? If you got a month to month, you can evict him on the upcoming month, or give him notice he has to move on the upcoming month, and evict him if he doesn't move, and you can raise his rent. But if you have a 6 month at a lower rent, then you're stuck with that. If that's the contract that was signed, you got to have an attorney look at that to know, but you probably can read it and tell. The big thing is he's probably going to want to leave because he's ashamed. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.